Very good day, everybody. Merry Christmas and welcome to another video. I am your personal funky sim pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko and I will be your captain for today's flight. Today's flight will be taking us from the Chicago O'Hare International Airport to the Detroit Metropolitan Wayne County Airport in Detroit. Both of them cities in the United States of America. We're using the PMDG Boeing 737-700 with a Delta livery. We're using real-world time and real-world weather. We will also be using GSX for immersion a little bit, and we're using the Aerosoft simple traffic tool so that we have like Spirit Airlines, Cargolux, whatever, some more relevant looking airlines. So we are parked at the gate, K9. So let's just hop on it and let's get this show on the road. Well, maybe first we start with the GSX and the loading. That might take some time. Maybe actually do something else first, just start up the aircraft. We got the batteries, we align the IRS for the navigation. Not sure what happened here. Let's just turn this one off a bit. I don't know, we'll have to look at that later. Let's turn on some dome lights. It's actually quite dark. As I said, real world time, real world weather. So it's a bit of a gloomy day here in Chicago. Now that alarm that you're hearing is ground power. There you go. Just stop automatically or what? Ground power is available. So we're now on ground power. Let's turn up some brightness here on the overhead panel. So while the systems are starting up here, let's get the flight plan and the electronic flyback forecast data from SimBrief. There we have our Delta Airlines 812 from Chicago to Detroit. Got the departing weather here as well. So now for GSX, let's start the boarding process. So request boarding. American Airlines. Let me change something here in the settings. 1 second, please. Go with this one, hopefully that's the correct one. Not sure if this was it. So what's happening? Excuse me 1 second while I set up the audio correctly here. I'm not really sure, I think it was on OpenL Soft. Let's try a generic.
Boarding requested.
That sounds better. It's about a block time of 1 hour and 15 minutes. Well, the actual flight time will probably be around 50 minutes or so. I'm guessing. Now the GSX menu. It's a nice program, but it is a little bit funny. Attach pushback, no, not now.
Do you want to board crew?
Yes, I want to board both.
Pilot's boarding starting.
Alright, so the pilots are boarding. Well, that is us, don't tell anyone. Alright, so we got the flight plan there. Let's go ahead and set up the FMC. So we got the 737-700. The RX cycle is still accurate. Position initialization. So the reference airport is Kilo Oscar Romeo Delta. And the gate is Kilo RAYNR. See if it recognizes it. No, it's not in the database. I believe I checked, I double checked here. It's supposed to be called K9. But that's not the end of the world. Just copy this and put there. And then at least we got something. That's okay. Alright, so route. We are going to request it. First clear up the scratch pad. I click request. Then leave. We set the payload and we set the fuel.
Your crew has boarded.
And select route. 100 kilograms, that's good. It's 5,000 kilograms. Passengers are boarding. That's good. So while the FMC is loading the flight plan there, let's get some more lights going on. So activate and execute when the route is in. Now we're not done yet. Let's go maybe first some lights here as well. I mean, I need to have my lights, man, in the cockpit, otherwise it's so boring, and it really helps locate stuff a lot more easy. Let's go for 3121. There we go, we can do TAAYZ only. Alright. So outside you see there's some activity going on. That's always nice. And I believe, yeah, we should be able to see the passengers. If we just get up off our seat and walk through this door here. There's the flight attendants, there's the passengers, and they're just remaining in their seats, which is pretty cool. I like it. So let's go back to the flight deck and carry on. Baggage loading 33%. Let me bring down the brightness on some of the screens here, because sometimes they are like screens. You know what I mean. Sometimes it's like so light. Alright. And where were we? So the departure and arrival. So departure. Let's check our OFP. Our operational flight plan. We have a cost index of 55. We'll be cruising at flight level 350, and we have average wind of 343.00 The planned fuel will be block fuel 5030, so 5,000 kilograms of fuel. Final reserves will be 2041. Now the routing will be out of 09er center, and then we go direct to RAYNR, direct to BRTMN, whatever it's called, direct to TAAYZ, direct to PORZL, and then we have the arrival, that's the Rock City 2 or 22 right. I like that, Rock City, man. Detroit Rock City, you know the song by Kiss, it's really cool. Alright, so 09er center, that will be our departing runway. 09er center, and we just execute. Now the arrival will be for copy runway. 22 right.
Boarding pass, please.
ILS Zulu 22 right, so we start by putting in the correct runway. Always start by putting in the runway first. We have the Rock City 2. And we execute. So now we should have the entire route here in the legs page. There might be some discontinuities. We'll have a look at that later. So we have the route, so we go back to the inner page. And then we end up with the performance initialization. So fuel weight, we can just fetch it from the key right there. So block fuel will be 5. Reserves, let's make that 2.1, just to round it up. Cost index was 55, I believe, and flight level 350. Then we had a cruising wind of 343.009. We enter that all in. Let's quickly double check. So 5,000 kilograms of fuel, 2.1 for the reserves, cost index 55, flight level 350, cruising wind 343 at 9. So 2.1 for the final reserves, 5,000 kilograms of fuel, cruising 350, cost index 55, and the average weight 343 at 9. So we got that all programmed in correctly. So we do execute, go to the N1 limit page, and here we can have some fun with the performance tool. 09 center, runway condition will be dry, the runway length is 112. Let's import from aircraft, import the weather, and calculate. That gives us a takeoff 1 with a selected temperature of 47 degrees, V1 132, V rotate 133, V2 136. Flap 1 takeoff, and this should give us 86.4. So let's go ahead and enter VO1 at 47 degrees. And takeoff 1.
Hello.
This gives us 87.1 for some reason, so still not sure why that is. But what the heck. Flaps 1. Rem will be 5.6. And we get the takeoff speeds 132, 132, 136. So it's slightly different than the figures we got from the calculator.
Hello.
But we'll take it. And then the runway length remaining is 112. And then basically this has all been set up. We will have a look at the legs page in a little bit. We will not be cruising for very long because it will basically be I don't know, probably a couple of minutes until we will start to descend again. So let's have a look at the weather here in Chicago. Zero 806 knots, and the QNH is 3022.
May I see your boarding pass? Hello.
3022. So we have that. We have 47 passengers boarded, so they're actually a little bit slower than we are. But it gives us time to prepare. We can start up maybe the CPU.
Good afternoon.
And open the fuel pumps. And we can turn on the yaw damper now. We arm the emergency exit lights, the seatbelt signs can go on.
Good afternoon.
Throttle pumps. And probe heat and the window heat. And then finally the cruising altitude 350.
Hello.
And what is our current altitude?
Welcome on board.
Well, looks like the aiders are not aligned to the ILS. We'll have to see. I think I messed it up in the beginning. Maybe what I did, I wasn't supposed to do it like that. We're at 6,680, so we can put the landing elevation for, in case we need to return here, to 700.
May I see your boarding pass?
There you have it. We should actually have turned on the anti-collision lights.
Hello.
We can do that now. So we're not going to push back yet. The passengers are still boarding. If there's anything else, for the rest everything seems okay. We could maybe we have started the APU, so let's turn on the APU bleed,
Boarding pass, please.
and then we switch over to APU generator. So we are now on internal power. We will disconnect the ground power unit. So release.
Good afternoon.
Right, so our passengers are still boarding. Now let's take a moment and have a look at the flight plan then. We go to the legs page and we go here, we put it on the navigational display on the planning mode.
May I see your boarding pass?
So we are going direct to RAYNR. BRTMN. Just making words of it. To TAAYZ. And then to PORZL. And then after PORZL there's a gap. Let's see if we can zoom out. That's quite a big gap there.
Welcome on board.
And then after PORZL,
Hello.
it's Rock City. I guess we can just, yeah, let's just do that. No questions asked. If we break it, we'll fix it. Right. So that portion of the flight is now connected as well. Let's zoom in, zoom back in a little bit more. Right, so RAYNR to BRTMN to TAAYZ,
Hello.
then to PORZL, then Rock City, Remy, Valley, and then they will give you vectors. So we could pull up the chart, see if there's any waypoints between Valley and Nugent, maybe Ted Nugent, guitar player.
Hello.
Maybe there's some waypoints here as well. I'm not sure if we
Welcome on board.
turn on waypoints. If we can, if they show up in here.
May I see your boarding pass?
Not look like it. All right. So let's check out the charts now.
Boarding pass, please.
Go for the arrival airport. Let's start with the approach chart. Landing con 2 to right. To the right. ILS Zulu. Localize, I think this should be. Let's go for the category 2. So sometimes on these charts you can actually see that there's some other waypoints, so that's actually why we're doing this. Let's go full screen and zoom in. So Nugent, there are some more waypoints there, as you can see. It's actually precisely what I was talking about. We're coming from Valley, so we could maybe like manually enter some of these waypoints just so, because we're not gonna go, we're not gonna be getting vectored. So after Valley, which is the initial approach fix, we can then
Welcome on board.
head on over to Clear. We'll just enter that in, and then that Clear should appear somewhere over there. So after Valley, go Clear. Let's put that there on vectors. And you can see that it's, we can still erase it. You can see that it's entering it in with a little dashed line, showing you what it would look like if you were to choose this. And we will, so we're clicking execute. And now it's actually part of our route. Then after clear, we should take a right turn. And that could be to
Welcome on board.
Fudgy FUDDJ. FUDDJ. So
Welcome on board.
FUDDJ. And we put on the empty spot there. And we check what it looks like. It looks fine, so we press execute. So that is in there. And then next one would be Terra. Yeah, let's also put in Terra. Why not? And I guess then that should actually be enough. There, let's
May I see your boarding pass?
insert it there. And we will need, I'm guessing this one. Yep. There,
Hello.
be right there. From the looks of it, this is also close. I think I'm gonna,
Good
well,
afternoon.
actually this is 10 nautical miles. This is okay, I guess.
This way.
But let's keep it like this, that should be fine. So that's all in. So now we just connect Nugent with Terra. So Nugent can go on the empty spot right there. And then there you go, we have an entire flight plan. Now that we're here, let's put in a range link, which I always like to do. Let's see, 216. So at Geter, 2000 feet, Geter is the beginning of the glide slope, and that is 3.9 nautical miles from IJKI, which is a radar fix. It is not the ILS.
Hello.
IJKI, it is IJKI.
This way.
That seems fairly close. We'll start the glide slope there. But, okay. So 3.9 nautical miles.
Good afternoon.
And we go to the fixed page and we enter it. Now for the radial, the reciprocal of 216.
Good afternoon.
I'm a very lazy head calculator.
This way, please. Good afternoon. Hello.
So I think it should be a 036. Well, let's go ahead and enter 036 and 3.9 distance. I believe it was 3.9. I'm not really sure. Looks like the glide slope starts here. It does. 3.9. Okay, let's go with that.
Hello.
Just one sec. So if I typed 6.9. 3. Look it again, man. 3. Small liner. And that is in. And it gives a little range link around the
Hello.
touchdown zone basically, and we get the extended runway center line. That's the green dotted line that you can see right there. And that's really nice because we'll be coming from this direction, so we'll have some visual cue just to help us with situational awareness basically. Alright, so we got that in as well. The passengers, we have 125 of 128 boarded. So we should really be getting ready for pushback now. Push and start, so let's can leave this for now I guess. So let's go back to the map page. Let's turn on traffic there, and the flight director can come on both sides. We enter the cruising altitude of 350. Alright, boarding has been completed. That's good news. I believe V2 speed was 136. So I guess we're pretty much good to go here. So let's go back to GSX and see if we can request a taxi. Prepare for pushback and departure. Ice warning. Do you request the icing? No.
Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push is completed and brakes are set.
Okay. That's interesting.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Cool. So what are we, man?
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
It's actually pretty cool. You can see this ground personnel walking to the wheel well there and do their little magic. That's pretty cool. And I definitely like that you can see the passengers.
Locking gear.
If for a moment we use the external camera. I mean, it's so cool, man, that you can see some passengers sitting there. That's sweet. Alright, let's go back into the flight deck. That's a very good question. Let's have a look. Where are we going to with our pushback? We are taking off from 09 center. We are parked right there, but location is not shown, but it should be around there. There you go. Where is 09 center? That's all the way over there. So we will. Yeah, that's probably the easiest. So we're going to push back the nose to our left. Okay. Nose left, tail right. Oh, we have to remove the chokes.
Release parking brakes, please. Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push is completed and brakes are set.
Okay, so we will do that. Normally we could start up the engines right now, but in this case we're not going to be doing that. At the same time, I'm a little bit curious actually what would happen if we do the de-icing.
set parking brakes.
Okay, going to set the parking brake. Okay, so let's start up the engines. Let's turn on the... Do not have it. Right, now it is engine number 2. I'm wondering why... Oh wait, let's enter some fuel first and start up this engine. Why we do not have GPS on the pilot monitoring side. It's fine, we don't really need it, but obviously that's not okay. It may have something to do when we started up. I think I overshot one of the buttons or something, and then I went back and then turned it on off, and it didn't like it. And I'm a little bit afraid to mess with it now. Since we're not flying on this side, I'm hoping it's okay if we just leave it like that. So we have one engine running. So let's start up the second one. I'm not really sure how to get display there. Oh wait. Okay, so we have two running engines, so let's confirm via GSX menu.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
Let's first switch over to generators. And we turn off the APU. And the APU bleed as well. Both of the packs on.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear, right is clear.
Alright, so we can start taxiing. Let's have a look at the airport diagram. So we'll be taxiing out to Alpha. Take a left turn. Golf. Not really sure what this one's called here. And then we just follow the runway basically. And that will be 09 on the right, and we cross it way at the end for 09 on center. I think that's the easiest way to do this. So out, left, around the corner, left, and then onto the main taxiway, if you will. Alright. Runway turn off lights and taxi lights can be turned on. I think United States we need to be on TAAYZ, but not really sure. And finally the trim to 5.62 that we saw earlier. But as you can see, there's no 5.62 on a scale like this. So it's just going to be 5.5 and then so. Where did my screen go, man? Alright, so here it is. I guess we're good to go, man. Let's set the auto brake on RTO, and the flaps can go to the 1 degree setting, and then we turn off the dome lights. Release the parking brake. And let's get going. So back to flying the PMDG 737. This is going to look a little bit scary. Look at this. Let's just pretend that we don't see it, okay? And I think it's asking us to reconfirm the V speeds. Dear aircraft, you are kind of in the way here. Well, we are supposed to be turning left here anyway, so let's do that. Hey man, I saw a parking space back there, so maybe you can use that. So I chose the United States, hoping it would be daylight. But at this rate, I think we will be landing in the dark. Let's watch the speed for the turn. You can see your speed right here in the corner, top left corner of the navigational display. I believe around 15 or something should be fine for these turns. And basically in real life you should be very careful with braking, because obviously the cabin crew is standing on their feet, you know, like giving like the escape tutorial, if you will, in case of an emergency. They might be setting up some things and whatnot, so you do not want to brake very suddenly and have them fall. So we're now at runway 09 right, so we will take a left turn here onto the main taxiway, and then follow this all the way until the end. It's a bit of a gloomy kind of light, like a reddish light. Such a cool little plane this is, man. Let's watch the speed. We're exceeding 30 knots for ground speed, and that's usually not good. We're actually crossing the runway here. Trying to keep the speed under control a little bit. So we're going to cross 09 right. And clear on the approach. So let's turn on the landing lights now, and the probe light to probe and steady. we can enter the runway from here, that's perfectly fine. And let's do this, man. So let's do a rolling takeoff, just because it's cool. So let's start the clock and go to 50% in 1, and we'll let the engine stabilize there. And takeoff thrust. Oops. My bad.
Speed alive. Knots.
V1. Rotate.
Is it a rate of climb?
Gear up. Is it me, or do we not have a flight director? We do not have a flight director, so something is definitely wrong, I think. Let's see if we can engage the autopilot. It's saying flight director, but we do not have a flight director. That's a little bit messed up. See, the yaw dampers are on. It might be still that we actually need that other, the other IRS. Can turn off the flight directors for a second and see if we can re-engage them, but I really doubt that's going to fix it. Flight director 1, flight director 2. Bring the nose down a little bit and do a left turn. At least we can try to get on our way. So that's interesting. Never really had this happen to me before. I will go up here and see if I can turn off one of the IRS. The flaps are coming up. Obviously, I don't want to hand fly the entire flight, but for now we're hand flying it a little bit. In terms of speed and everything, I think we're doing okay. Let's see what happens when we try to turn on the ILS again. Let's keep the passengers strapped in a little longer now, while we wait for the ILS to align. hopefully it will. We're passing 10,000 feet, so let's turn off the landing lights. Oh, not fuel pump. That's really stupid. Landing lights off, runway turn off lights, taxi lights can be turned off as well. And you know what, let's just set the passengers free. Well, why not? Something else I'm spotting actually. So we're climbing, our speed is not super high for now, well actually maybe, let's use a little more power, we have it. So we are direct to RAYNR, 6.7 nautical miles. We're just, for now, we don't have a flight director, so we're just following basically the navigational display here. There might be some tricks, let's see. If we can cheat a little bit, go to the settings. I thought maybe there was a setting where you can reduce the GPS align time. But not sure. Let's first have a look at what the aircraft's doing now. We're overshooting our target here. So let's quickly check here in the menu. Man, there's so many options in here. Wi-Fi, no. Optional equipment. That's not what we want. I'm very sorry for the poor flying people. I think at these speeds we have to be a little bit careful with our input, by the way. Let's go to standard barometric pressure. Let's keep it like this for a little bit, and then quickly go here. ILS options. Alignment time, realistic, fast, instant. I'm gonna choose instant for now. It is not having it, I'm telling you. I cannot engage the autopilot. The yaw damper is on. Turn it off and on again, perhaps. No. I think I forgot something very stupid. The lateral navigation does not want to engage. So up next would be TAAYZ. What if we go to like a direct page? Let's go legs page, and yeah, we're already on our way to PORZL, obviously. I'm gonna turn off both the IRSs. Probably not cool, but do it anyway. And outside it's looking so nice. Do we have to enter anything here then? Not on intercept heading. I don't know, man. I got to pee. So I'll be right back. Let's hope the plane does not crash, because it's not on autopilot. So it's going to be interesting. took off from Chicago, but there was a problem with the navigational system, and we now basically have none. So we're trying to troubleshoot it, and then I really needed to leave myself. So the aircraft was not on autopilot. Let's turn on some lights here. It still says it's in align mode, so that's interesting. Even though we had said right here to do it instant. But right now we're actually even more lost than we were earlier. We are almost at cruising altitude. So yeah, that sucks. Yeah, so not really sure what we're going to be doing. There is really no way for us to navigate. The aircraft's under control, we're flying, all that is okay. Let's see if we go, for instance, heading mode. Our heading, do we know a heading? No, we don't even see a heading. Alright, is there any way to do altitude hold? No, sorry, Bob. Flight director left, flight director right. It is not having it. So that's a new one. Outside it's looking actually really cool, but we are very likely not on the correct course at the moment. And then the engine appears suddenly decides to go to idle. Usually I have it. I have the IRS options on realistic because it's the nice thing to do. But really, I'm not sure, man. really don't know if this is doing anything. Flight directives, we should turn them off. Auto thrust as well. So we are actually slowly descending. Without a single clue where we're going. So let's reset a couple of things here. Yeah, so how do we try this again, man? Okay, so it looks like they are in align mode. It would also be nice if we could see that somewhere as like an extra confirmation, if you will. And otherwise, we probably have to declare an emergency because there's a runway right there. So we just set it down somewhere, I guess. At the end of this water. Maybe it's not a bad idea to consider these options at this moment. Because the way it's going right now, I don't think we're going to be getting to our destination. What I do not understand is we are asking to align the ILS and we chose instant and it is not doing it. Maybe we should just settle down, I guess. I was like one thing that I was thinking, maybe we can load some panel state. Alright, maybe load shape, runway from long climb, cold dark, cruise. Let's just see what this does. Loading panel states. Okay.
Positive rate of climb.
So at least we got something back. We do still have the flight plan. We're getting further away from PORZL. And then, let's see, VNAV, LNAV, it won't do it. But it's saying not on intercept heading. Alright, so we can accept that. Let's zoom out. On the navigational display. Let's see. Take a right turn, I guess. For heading select. At least the aircraft's turning to the right now. So that was very interesting. Almost on an intercept heading. Really? Still not? I think we're flying straight to PORZL. So I would think we have we're on an intercept heading, right? So now we're getting a fuel warning. That seems to make sense. We have 7.8. Well, that's more than we took off with. Also interesting then. The yaw damper is on. So I'm not really sure what the big problem is. Maybe it needs us to come from TAAYZ and therefore we are not on an intercept heading. So if we go to the flight plan, and we go direct to Rock City. And then see if we're on an intercept heading. Lateral navigation is engaged. Finally, got something. Top of descent is coming up. So the whole thing is going to be looking a little bit different. Go to Rock City, Drayman Valley, and then take a right turn to clear Fudgy, etc. So that bit is still in. Let's quickly have a look now at the end page. To top of descent is 140 nautical miles, so we still have some time to go there. We will do that at 23:03 Zulu. And what is the time now? It's Alright, so that's good. I hope. Do not have to descend yet. Actually, we're now climbing to 35,000. I suggest we just go to let it keep on climbing. The fuel warning is a little bit interesting here. Obviously, let's see. Not sure if there's anything we can do about the fuel. We're just going to leave it, I guess. So we're going to do a flap 40 degree landing. So 140 knots on the final approach with full flaps. 1.1.75 to 13. Okay. I did not enter that, but we should be. Double check the runway. 2 to the right. 1.905. And the course will be 216. Now let's go back to the PMDG setup options, simulations, and then IRS options, and put that back on realistic. There you go. All right. Yeah, that's a screenshot worthy. Let's do one more from up close. There we go. We're at cruise altitude. That's good. Top of descent is in 80 nautical miles. Let's have a look at the final approach chart. 2,000 feet, so we can actually put that in the window now. Since we're on cruise, yeah, 2,000 feet. Radio altitude 98. You can put that on 100. Radio altitude 100. We have 111.905, 216. We have that entered in, and sure, let's select auto brake setting number 1. Let's lock gear again. page. So we are on our way to Rock City, which is still 134 nautical miles. So yeah, that's a lot better. But, yeah, it was interesting for sure. I'll be stepping off from the flight deck just for a little bit. I'll be right back. So we're sort of back. I really like this view, man. It's a little bit noisy, but it's very pretty. Like my girlfriend. So let's check inside a little bit. And the way we set it up right now, the aircraft will perform the descent on its own already, since we entered the 2,000 feet in the window there. But obviously you want to monitor that and be there when it happens. And, yeah.
Traffic. Traffic.
So we're almost at the top of descent there. So there we go. Top of descent. We're doing a step descent first to 11,000. This means 11,000 and 13,000. Alright. Right, so we are descending, that's good news. Go to the descent page, we can monitor. Vertical deviation is next to nothing. Good. So yeah, we got a lot of fuel. Not necessarily super realistic. So check the weather at the destination airport. 070, 3 knots, so that's not too much. And QNH 3032. navigation display. Basically, we're just making a U-turn and then touching down. It may have cleared out the fix that we had. Yes, it did. Next page. Runway 22 right. Go to fix. Put that in. And then we were looking at 036 and 3.9, I believe. Excuse me. So it looks like, okay, it's not a, it's like an L shape, it's not a U-turn. Alright, notice. So we're still on track, it's good. So yeah, the sun is really going there beyond the horizon. Right, so let's do this. Glad we got it all working again. We got the arrival here. And we can expect touchdown. Uh, 2326 Zulu. That's in about 15 minutes or so. It's so cool with KDTW that you see these people sitting inside. I'm totally loving it. Right, so let's see. I think basically for the rest everything is set up. Position altitude 18,000, so we can now switch to local barometric pressure 3032. We have the winds, we have our approach speed of 140 knots. It's 135 and we add another 5. There's not a lot of wind, it was only 3 knots I believe, 5 or something. 3 knots, 070. Why the hell are we landing on runway 22 then? Sometimes the weather in this simulator is getting me out. Let's add some drag. So we're a little bit high on the descent. Yeah, we should see this go down, which it is, so that's good. We got that under control. Zoom in maybe one more step on the navigational display. So we entered a couple of waypoints, and that is really helping us out visually. Like we have some visual aids, you know, and the aircraft will simply follow, and then by the time we're here we can already turn on the localizer anyway. Alright, so let's retract the spoiler. We have the radio, the decision height, 100 feet. The EME is not picking up for the ILS, which is over there, so which kind of makes sense. It's a little bit early. We do have wind, we have tailwind at the moment. Have a look at the airport, because it's actually a funny choice that they gave us a runway 22. If we go to the airport chart and just have a look at basically the airport diagram, do they have another one? I guess we'll go with this one. I would expect us to be landing on runway 04 with wind coming from 070, but it might be a little bit late now. It's never too late, obviously, but I guess we're just going to be landing. It's a slight tailwind, it's 3 degrees anyway, so that's not too much. So why are we even talking about it? Alright, so go back to PIN and the approach chart. So we're going to Detroit, Rock City. $10,000. Let's turn on the landing lights and strap in the passengers. Landing lights can come on. I'm also going to turn on the runway turn-off lights and the taxi lights, just so we don't have to do it later on. And let's also start up the APU. Excuse me. Landing elevation, let's put that in. That's also around 700, 650. Let's put that on 650. Speed 240, 9,000 feet. Glide slope starts at 2,000. Let's arm the localizer. Cannot see that it's. Alright, let's wait a little bit there. Maybe it's a bit early. Although we are picking up the DME now. Maybe we can delete clear, I think, or rather, let's not mess with it at this stage, because it might have to do some recalculating, and it's going to consider us high all of a sudden. So let's not do that. So we're going to fly the entire route there. Okay, so now the localizer is armed. 6,600. And we're still on the descent profile. There's no vertical deviation. Look at that. Let's arm the ground spoilers. Or the speed brake. Now we're on the way to clear. The forelock is still white, so the localizer is still only armed, but not yet picked up. Say the runway length on this chart, final approach course of speed. I don't think it does. Anyway, let's keep focused here. 5,400. We go to the next flaps. What will happen? And speed looks like it's adjusting. So we're standing by for a turn to the right. About 1.5 miles. And by the time we're turning right, we can probably expect the localizer to kick in. So just the turn to the right. Looks like there's some clouds, so let's turn on the anti-ice. The speed brake is armed, we have auto brake to 1, we're now at flaps 2. There are 2 nautical miles from Fudgy. Pretty cool, man. I'm really glad we we fixed the problem with the IRS. can actually conclude the flight properly. We're now captured by the localizer, and we can also see that we're below the glide slope, so that's also very good. I'm just going to arm the approach, and let's try and manage our speed. So the glide slope will start right there at Peter or Gita. So our touchdown speed will be 140 knots with flap full configuration. So flap to 40 degrees. And here as well, a bit misty, just like in Germany earlier today. There's the deceleration point. Let's have a look at the flight plan, the legs page. 183, and then at Gita we should be at 140. And Nunjit we can be at 183. So let's just keep it like this for now. And in case we do need to do a go around, let's quickly have a look at that. Let's get used to it. Climb to 1100 feet, then climb a light. Turn to 4000 feet, outbound on the XOVOR radio 297. To 4000 feet, and that's what it looks like here. Let's maybe look out of the front window for a second. And at the instruments. So deceleration points coming closer. This is Detroit. Oh, what if we go to flap 5 degrees? That seems to work.
2500.
Well, 8.5 nautical miles. The glide slope is approaching, you can see it here and obviously here as well. Do not have a visual yet, and think there are our runways, and the glide slope is captured. No, not yet. It is going down. Interesting. Or maybe there was a constraint here, not sure. Anyway, let's drop the gear. We're at 6.4 nautical miles. And let's get the crew strapped in as well. Cabin crew, take your seats for landing. We're on the glide slope, flaps. .9 nautical miles. Flaps to 15. flaps 25. Go flaps full. Well, let's disengage the autopilot. And just keep her coming down. Let's speed to 140, a little bit low. We do have a little bit of tailwind coming from our left. Keep on descending here a little bit high.
Approaching minimums. Minimums. 50,
Set her down.
30,
Idle.
20, 10.
Let's touch down. Reverses are out. Welcome to Detroit, everybody. I think it was a pretty decent landing. Delta 812, clear off the runway, or runway vacated, I believe is the lane go. So that was really an interesting flight. In the beginning something went wrong with the IRS, and then we ended up with basically only the IRS on the left side of the aircraft working, but not on the right side. And then I figured, well, we don't need the right side, but I was already sort of a little bit afraid that, you know, maybe this is going to cause problems with the autopilot later on. And that was precisely the case. And yeah, we went into the systems, the PMDG menu, like set the IRS to align like immediately. I think finally the solution was to load a certain panel state for cruising, which is basically up until that point we flew there ourselves. We can go a little bit faster than 8 knots. Let's turn off the landing lights. And the cabin crew can walk around and do their thing. I think that's what the button's for, I'm never really sure. And we can turn off the flight directors. Sure where to go on the airport, man. Let's have a look at the airport chart that we saved. save it? No, we didn't. Well, let's take a right. Oh, we're not there yet. My bad. It is generally a good idea not to panic while operating a very heavy aircraft, especially when there's people inside and the engines are running. I have no clue where we're going. Looks maybe like most of the action there is to the right, but or to the left. But let's go take a right here. I guess look good. We cross runway 04 right, get onto Romeo, Kilo, and then we can settle down somewhere. Right. Here we are, and I believe there's some spot there on the right. Oh, let's set a different perspective. Just gonna turn in here, no way. This is grass. Oh, so we're totally not supposed to do this, I'm sorry. I did not see in time. Oh man, there's an aircraft there, a really small one. Okay. So we'll just go around and take the one to the right of the small aircraft there. And I know we should actually turn off the taxi lights, but you know, you can only do so much while in a simulator. So it's just going to have to be like this for a bit. Okay, wheel stop. Engines to idle. And parking brake is set. Let's check GSX. We are
You
working
need to
with.
stop the engines to request ground services.
Okay, we need to stop the engines. This side. That makes sense.
You need to stop the engines to request ground services.
Well, I know where it will stop the engines. Let's quickly switch over to APU generator. And APU bleed, we can turn that on as well. That's it. Let's turn off the runway turn off lights and taxi lights. Request deboarding.
The boarding requested.
And then are we going to get the jetway? That would be nice. Yes. Well said. Thank you. Right, so that's it. The boarding has started. Let's turn on the lights. Yeah, sure. Let's request ground power.
Passengers, the boarding started.
Right, so the passengers are deboarding. Well, let's go there and tell them good night. Oh, look, man, they're still sitting there. Well, that looked like a woman with a beard. Well, I swear, man, they were walking in, so why are they not walking up? Anyway, I think that basically concludes it. Thank you very much for checking. And everybody stay funky. See you next time. Bye-bye.